And now I get to introduce to you your panel. First, I'd like to introduce our moderator, Stephanie Lanier. Stephanie is chair of the Chamber's Talent and Workforce Development Committee and is a realtor extraordinaire here with the Lanier Property Group with a really awesome culture. So I'm hoping she shares some of her nuggets for you today. Our panelists are Kevin Briggs, Administrative Director of Network Pathology and Laboratory Services at New Hanover Regional Medical Center. And you're going, what? What is he going to talk about talent? Wait and see. It's going to be great. Catherine Daniel is Director of Human Resources and Marketing for N2 Publishing. She's got some fun stories to share also. Gary Green is President of Green Resources. They helped me attract some pretty phenomenal talent recently. And Lisa Leith is President of Leith HR Group, and she's also helping the Chamber out with some things. And so I ask you to please welcome our moderator and our panelists. Thank you.
Well, hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to be here. We are going to have so much fun, right?
That's right.
Yes. I like that, Gary. So this is a beautiful venue, isn't it? Really gorgeous. First time that I've been to a luncheon here, so we're really thankful to have this in downtown Wilmington. One of the reasons why we're having this luncheon is on the Talent and Workforce Development Committee, we had a small meeting with some small business owners and then all the resources that are out in the hallway. And for those of us that were small business owners like myself, we were blown away by the resources that were at our disposal. Especially, I'll tell you a story. Somebody in the room was an interior designer, and she had wanted to hire someone, but there was a skills gap, technically speaking, so she didn't hire her. And then someone else across the table said, oh, we could have paid, I don't want to misquote this, so some percentage of her salary, I think it was like 70% of the salary of the person who was going to be trained for a short amount of time so that she could get hired. And the small business owners and I in the room were like, oh my gosh, we didn't know this was available to us. And so I said, let's get people together. Let's talk about the resources that are at our disposal, especially related to recruiting talent, to keeping the talent that you have and helping people with those skills gaps. So we're here and we have this wonderful panel today to talk about some questions and some things that you can implement. We're trying to give you ideas that you can do so you don't have to have your own corporate workout facility in order to make your culture and your workplace amazing. Although that's awesome if you do. We love that. Some of us are, dreaming about that one day. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off with some questions, if that's all right. And we're going to start with Catherine. Catherine works at N2 Publishing. What are the ways that you are able to organically recruit talent to your team?
Yes. So I think for us, it's really been baby steps. And if anybody knows the story of N2, when I started there about 5 years ago, I was employee number 62 or something. We're now at 275 roughly. So it's been very quick growth, but over that time, we have really taken baby steps in terms of recruiting, culture, all of those things that I think are top of mind for everyone in this room. And so really, when it comes to recruiting talent and organically recruiting talent, I think it started off with something very small that should have been very easy for us to figure out much earlier, which was telling our team members that we were looking for somebody to fill a role. That was just something that for whatever reason just didn't occur to us. I think we were just moving too quickly and had too many balls that we were juggling. And so getting the people that are in the organization aware of what we're looking for, I think was step one. Then over time, we've really been very intentional about building relationships in the community, building relationships with colleges and universities, and then our vendors as well. And what we do is try and leverage those relationships to hopefully help drive some really solid talent to our organization. And one way that we do this to keep top of mind, it's very low cost, does not take much time, but every 6 to 8 weeks, we send out an email of any updates, organizational updates. So maybe we've won an award or added a benefit or done something really fun that we wanted to highlight. And then in that same communication, we're highlighting open positions. And the idea there is that we continue to reinforce our culture, continue to reinforce why we think it's really great to work at N2 and why you may know somebody that would be a great fit for us. And just to kind of backtrack a little bit on that answer, helping people understand what we're all about. And so there's definitely a cultural element to that email. But then anybody that we're sending it to, and there are a bunch of you in this room that have been on that mailing list, thank you for continuing to receive it and continuing to send us great talent. We really appreciate it. But making sure that the people that we're sending this to really understand who we are as an organization. They understand our culture, understand who we're looking for, and they can be advocates for us, even though they're not part of the organization. We just may be personal friends, professional friends. They may be our payroll provider. They may be our healthcare benefits consultants, whatever it may be. We try and leverage the relationships that we have by driving recruits to that email. I think that's been kind of a fun addition that's low cost and low investment in terms of time too.
So to follow up on that just a little bit, how many, do you know the number of folks that you hire each year that came in through another Into employee, or if you had to guess?
Well, through the employees or through that email?
Well, maybe both, yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, like, Ellen Long, for example. A lot of y'all know Ellen. She's a personal friend of ours. I think she's helped bring in 5 recruits over the last year, and it's probably from that email. So, yeah, she's basically a recruiter for Into. It's fantastic.
So if we want to be on that email, what do we do?
You can email me, hr@intopub.com, and I would love to add you to the list. And it's only every 6 to 8 weeks. We try and keep it fun and short and just kind of keep you up to date on what's going on at Into. And then if you know people that would be a good fit, we would love to meet them.
That's a great idea. That's very tangible. Does anyone else on the panel have something you want to add in?
I would just say to support what she just said, there's benchmark statistics out there that say the number one way to get a quality new employee on board in your organization is through employer referrals. So if you can even come up with like a very modest monetary amount that you could provide to your employees to encourage those referrals, do it. $50, $100. But yeah, employer referrals are the number one way to get good folks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Agree with everything that's been said, and like Catherine, we started a newsletter about a year ago, and it's made all the difference to be able to advertise openings. But I think what we all have to pay a lot of attention to is our brand, and be very purposeful about your branding and how it's being seen through social media, through your website. And what has been interesting is to see people have made an opinion of your company way before they have come and talked to you about your company. And it is all through what other people are saying. And so you have to be very purposeful in the things that you do. And we spend a lot of time in making sure that we are showcasing on our website and through social media the involvement in the community, the difference, the activities that are taking place in the office. And without a doubt, I know Jason, one of our all-stars, is here this morning, and every time someone starts, I ask them, what attracted you? And Jason said, the things I saw on your website, which was then validated by the people I met in the office. And I think you just have to be very purposeful with that.
That's great. And I'll share one of the stories from our company, which we're a tiny business. Is that even like a formal phrase? But we're around 10 employees, which happens to be what most small businesses are in America. So in that way, we're in good company. But one of the things that we do is we celebrate people's birthdays, and we also celebrate work anniversaries, because with 10 people, this is like completely doable. And actually, it's Julie's 3rd work anniversary today. I won't make you stand up or anything. But it's awesome. Like 6,000 plus hours we've shared of life together. And that's awesome. And people will come to us and they'll say, I love how you celebrate your employees. Like this is, you can get a cake, 10 times a year. You can make this very simple and care about people. And I think that that's just been a small thing that we hear all the time from folks. They're paying attention. Another thing that we'll do sometimes on social media, especially on Instagram stories, is a day in the life of our office. So like right when we come in, and then kind of showing what's happening throughout the day. And I think that's helpful too for people to sort of envision what it might feel like to be in your office all day.